Hey guys, Kimmy Vapes here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Profile RDA by WoToFo and Mr.JustRight1. So let's have a vape, go down below and see what it comes with. Okay, and here we have the Profile RDA by WoToFo and designed by Mr.JustRight1. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what comes with it. So when we open up the box, you can see here is the build deck. Now this is a mesh RDA, however you can also use it to put a single coil. You have the ceramic block here in the center that is spring loaded, and that is to hold your cotton against the mesh. And then you have the Profile RDA top cap. That is a really thick barrel there. As you can see, you have this honeycomb pattern of holes on this side and on this side. You have an acrylic drip tip, and this does have adjustable airflow control so that you can close those holes off. You also receive a spare 810 drip tip in this frosted PMMA color. And then you have your accessories. You have 3 tools. You have a Phillips head screwdriver, a Allen key wrench, and then you also have this ceramic tool here, and that will be both for holding your coil or forming and holding your mesh in place. Here we have a bag of cotton, a Nichrome 80 3mm 0.33 ohm coil. Really great packaging. Great job with WoToFo on including all of the specs on the wire that you include. Here is your other peripheral pouch here with your spare O-rings, squonk pin, and post screws. And then just like with the regular coil, you have a pouch with your mesh with the specifications on that as well. Really loving this new packaging by WoToFo. And finally, in the very bottom, you will find your Profile RDA user manual. So this is going to give you a little information about how to use that ceramic tool that I showed you, how to wrap your mesh around it, how to install both the mesh and a single coil, how to wick the mesh coil, and there's a guest appearance from my cat. I'm so sorry. Oops, come on kitty cat, go on. So let's go ahead and zoom in and take a closer look at the top cap. Now this is a 2-piece top cap. Looking on the inside, you can see that is a really thick barrel, and you actually have notches located. Let's go ahead and pop out the airflow adjustment. So taking it apart, you can see you have an O-ring there holding it at the top. And then you have this stepped airflow design, so it allows you to close off that honeycomb pattern. If you look inside the barrel there, you'll see there is a notch. See if I can get that. Oh, I was missing some of my lighting. So there you can see there's a notch on either side of the barrel, and that is for lining up your airflow with the deck. So the way that the airflow works is you can close off the entire top row, and then it will start to close off the center row. And then it's going to start closing off the center and bottom row together. So you can close that airflow all the way down to just one hole on either side. Now this does not have a single airflow side option. It is whatever you do to one side, it will close off on the other side. So currently the squonk pin does come pre-installed, so this RDA does come squonk ready. Make sure if you do not want to use this on a squonker when you get it, take that squonk pin out and put in your regular 510 pin. Here is the ceramic block, which is spring loaded, and what that does is that allows your cotton to always be in contact with the mesh. On either side you have a Phillips/flathead post screw for loosening these 2 clamps, which will hold your mesh or your coil. I really like that they are both flathead and Phillips head compatible. You also have your notch in the side of the deck, and as I explained on the top cap, that is so that it locks your airflow in place and allows you to easily remove the RDA from your mod so that the top cap isn't just free spinning. And if we look down there, you can see that this is all open underneath for your e-liquid so that e-liquid can flow freely from either side of the deck. And then of course when you're squonking, e-liquid's going to come up through the center here. So let's go ahead and try and build the mesh RDA. So I'm going to take this ceramic coiling rod and my mesh here that's included. We're going to go ahead and pull out one of those mesh. And the instructions say to fold the mesh over this rod. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to form it over. And that's going to create that perfect bend that we need for it to go into the clamps. So let me go ahead and loosen my clamps. So as we unscrew these clamps, they open up right away. Be very careful not to unscrew them too far or the clamps will fall out and your screws will fall out and you'll have to work to get them back in place. So we have our clamps open. We have our pre-bent mesh here. Here's my piece of pre-bent mesh. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my coiling rod that I used to pre-bend my mesh. I'm going to fasten each side down. So I've done that side. You can go ahead and do this side. And as long as you're using this tool that comes with it, the mesh is going to sit perfectly right where it needs to. The band is going to go down into those clamps. And then there you have your mesh. If you can even see that, because it doesn't show up very well. There you go. Now you can see there is the mesh installed. And now I'm ready to put my cotton through it. Before I put my cotton through it, I do want to go ahead and glow this mesh just a little bit. Alright, so on my Vaporesser Polar Mod, it is saying that it is coming out to a 0.16 on the package. It says it should come out to a 0.18. Let's go ahead and just pulse it. And immediately, 2 fires, it's glowing straight from the center. So now we're ready to go ahead and put some wick through it. I've got my wicking here. Make sure that's cooled down. And then we can go ahead and just press that little block down. Pull the wicking through. It's going to be really, really tight because that's what you need with this mesh coil here. And it's a lot of cotton. When I say this is a lot of cotton, I mean it, guys. This is a lot of cotton. So I don't really want to comb it out per se because I don't want to take any chance of cotton collapse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just give it a haircut. I'm going to use my tweezers to work it around a little bit. I don't want to take any of that thickness from the center because I want to make sure that there's enough cotton that it's touching everywhere. So I'm just lightly pulling all of this strands downward just to get it to form. Now it does have that ceramic block that pushes up on the cotton, but that ceramic block has a limit. So you don't, this is not a thin out my cotton, this is just kind of make sure that all my fibers are laying down and forming that cotton. So we'll do that to that side, and then we'll do the same to this side. Just kind of getting them to lay down a little bit. That side wasn't too bad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tucking from the bottom. So I'm going to get those bottom pieces of cotton tucked in. And this doesn't have a very big juice well, but you don't really need it. You don't need a really deep juice well, because you've got all of this cotton that really any e-liquid that you're going to be pumping into this, if you're squonking, is going to go straight into that cotton. So I'm just tucking it all down. I have that side tucked down. Now I'm going to give this side a haircut because I had to comb it out a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting those bottom pieces shorter than the top pieces. If you can see that. See how I have it shorter there? And that's because that top's going to come down and lay over. Now I could cut the top too. I'm just going to tuck it all in, get it all fitting in there. Alright, so all my cotton's tucked in. Now it is time to flood this sucker with e-liquid. So the e-liquid that I'll be putting in here is Magnum Pie by Artist Liquid Labs. I'm going to just drip and drip and drip. And if this was on a squonker, I would be squonking it as well to get from, get that cotton underneath. And then I'm just going to, once I've made sure to saturate all of the cotton that's around that mesh, I'm going to give it a light little pulse, just a slight little pulse, and that's going to initiate the process of that e-liquid going down into the cotton. So once I've got it started, now I'm going to go ahead and put my barrel on. So with the barrel, I'm going to line up that airflow with that mesh, and I'm just going to twist it a little bit and turn it back and forth until I feel it popping down in there. So now it's popped down on top of there. It's fully seated. Now I can actually get a little more liberal with the e-liquid. And I can just paint it over top all of my cotton. And give it a few fires. And she is rowdy and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put my top cap back on. And there we go. That is the Profile RDA by WoToFo and Mr.JustRight1. Let's go back up top, have a vape on it, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. Alright, and that was an up and close of the Profile RDA by WoToFo and Mr.JustRight1. So what do I think of this mesh RDA? I gotta say, I'm blown away. Joel did an amazing job. Him and WoToFo got together and they created, in my opinion, the first mesh RDA that has ever been successful. And I really mean successful, because the vape on this thing is amazing and it works. I don't get, now just like with a regular atomizer, I do get dry hits if I let my cotton dry out, but the difference is I don't get lung burning fire dry hits. I get the same kind of dry hit I would get as if I was using regular coils and my cotton dried out. So let's get into the pros, because I'm already gushing, as you can see. Fit and finish. Beautiful. Everything about it. That super thick barrel, the stainless steel barrel, the drip tips options that they give you these beautiful acrylic drip tips, and then they give you a frosted PMMA drip tip, as well as they also have the other accessories. And the accessories, the bags, oh my gosh, WoToFo, you did a great job. You changed your packaging. I love this new rebranding that WoToFo's done, and the repackaging that they've done. All of this new packaging and the new branding and the way that they label all of their accessories. The coils are labeled. You guys know I'm a big stickler for labeling the coils. Fantastic. The performance of the RDA, the airflow, oh my gosh, the airflow. All of these teeny tiny little holes makes this airflow so smooth, and it means that you can squonk or drip in here, and it's hard to make it leak. It can leak, yes, it's side airflow, but because the holes are so small, it creates that tension that when you tip it to its side, tip it upside down, you know, it's not gonna leak. There's so much cotton in there taking up all of that space that I haven't been able to make this thing leak. Right now I have it in squonking mode. I was running it, of course, in regular dripping mode, and I just found that I had to drip way too often because all of that cotton in there. I got tired of squeezing and squeezing to fill up all of that cotton that I started squonking with it. And I gotta say, this thing is beautiful in squonk mode. So really happy with all of that. What else can I say about it? The vape on it is good. The airflow is smooth. I like it with that top row line cut off, so only the bottom 2 rows of holes, and that gives me a slightly restricted direct lung. Wide open, this thing is very airy, lots of airflow, perfect for you guys that like lots of airflow. Let me go ahead and demonstrate for you. So many just so much vapor. And the flavor, like my mouth instantly is watering. I mean, the flavor droplets, the particles from that mesh that are coming up in your mouth, your e-liquid, there's just a whole new level to your e-liquid with that mesh. And I know I'm gushing, you guys. I am really, really enjoying this profile RDA. So what cons do I have? It was really hard to find a con with this thing. I really don't have any cons, but I'm going to throw out a nitpicky con for it. And that's that it didn't come with a 510 drip tip adapter. There's no 810 to 510. So if I wanted to put a 510 drip tip adapter on there, I got to go find my own. And it might be hard to match one up that fits and looks nice on it. But that's the only con I have for it. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, click that subscribe button. If you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the little bell notification icon so you get notified the next time I upload a video. Until next time, you guys, bye-bye.